Okay, the next concept in the design of compressive members is finding out the effective lengths or discussing the effective lengths. So far we have discussed about the design stress. Okay, design compressive stress. So now the next concept is effective length. So this effective length based upon the end conditions. Or these effective length depend upon the end conditions of that column. So depending upon the end condition, the effective length varies. So now let us see all those cases. Okay, first. So first write in a column at one end and at other end. So for column we'll have the two ends. Agree or not? So at one end and another end. So at this end, there happens rotation and translation. Rotation, translation. In the same way, at other end also the same. Rotation, translation. Clear? So now here the diagram or figure, and in this column L effective or KL. So first let us take at one end. So at one end rotation is restrained. What does it mean? There is no chance of rotation at that end. Next, translation. So translation is also restrained. Clear? Next, other end. So same. Restrained. Rotation is restrained. And translation is also restrained. Then, which type of ends there? So if you see in both the cases, translation and rotation, both are restrained at both the ends. So now, which type of support it is? Comment on which type of support? It is fixed support or it is fixed end. So if you see the diagram, it is like this. So both sides are fixed. So now in this case, what is effective length? So actually tell me what is the definition of effective length first of all before going into this concept. So I guess regarding this you have discussed in strength of materials, but still I am going to repeat. So effective length is nothing but the distance between 2 points of counterflexure. Distance between where the moment is zero. Okay, distance between the locations of zero moment. Distance between the 2 points of counterflexure. So for getting the point of counterflexure, or you can say the distance between the points where moment of where the curvature is going to change. Okay, where the curvature is going to change. So all these are considered as the definitions for effective length. So what is the definition of effective length? Effective length is nothing but it is a distance between 2 points of counterflexure, or distance between the 0 moments, or you can say the distance between the points where curvature changes. Okay, distance between the points where curvature changes. So if we see here, so how is the deflected shape in this case? If you observe, the deflected case will be like this. Okay, deflected shape. So now till here. So if you observe from here to here, it is convex. So after that it is becoming concave. So now here where the curvature is going to change. Agree? Here also the same. So now the distance between these 2 points is known as L effective. So L effective is nothing but the distance between the points where curvature changes in an elastic curve. So if you see in bending moment diagram, the distance between 2 points of counterflexure. We know what is meant by point of counterflexure. So what is meant by point of counterflexure? So point of counterflexure is nothing but the point where bending moment changes its sign. Clear? That is known as point of counterflexure. Now in this case, L effective is 0.65 L. Okay, so total is L. So total length is L. Now L effective is 0.65 L. So that is the L effective in this case. It means simply you can say when both ends are fixed, then L effective is 0.65 L. Agree? So take it down. Okay, so the next case, I am going to tell about next case, so you take it out. The second case. So I'm going to rub this. So in your notes you take one by one. Okay. So whenever you are taking this in your notes, you take one by one. Clear? Here there is no space. That is the reason I am explaining one by one. Okay. After by rubbing. So next case. So take at one end both are rotation and translation is restrained. It means restrained in rotation and translation. And at the other end, for rotation it is free to rotate, but translation is restrained. Now which type of support it is? Obviously at one end both translation and rotation are restrained. Then it means what is the one end? That one end is fixed, no doubt. Then what about the other end? Then what about other end? At other end, rotation is free and translation is restrained. It means hinged support like this. So hinged support. Clear? We know that what is meant by L effective. So it is, for that we should draw the elastic curve. So it means from here to here. So this is L effective in this case. This is L effective, and the total clear distance is L. Now in this case L effective is 0.80 L. That is L effective in this case. Okay, so take it down. Okay, so now the next case. So if we see the next case, make rotation also free at other end. So now which type of support it is at both ends? It is hinged support. So we know that for hinged support, the translation is restrained but not rotation. Agree? So now this is clear. So now what is the elastic curve for this case? If you observe elastic curve, it is simply like this. There is no change in curvature. So obviously the clear length in this case is known as L effective. Clear? So this is simply L. So L effective in this case, it means both ends are hinged is simply L. Okay. Next. So take it out. The next is at one end rotation is restrained and translation is free, and the other end both are restrained. Both rotation and translation are restrained. Then which type of support it is? Obviously one end is fixed, no doubt. Obviously one end is fixed. The reason both rotation and translation is restrained. Then what about other end? The other end rotation is restrained but not translation. Which type of support it is? Which type of support? Have we discussed it in any way? I guess you are going to discuss it in structure analysis. That type of support is called as moment roller. That type of support is known as moment roller. Symbolically represent like this. Symbolically we are going to represent like this. Okay, that is the support. So now if you see the deflected shape in this case, like this. Here the rotation is 0, or you can see the slope at this is 0. So now here, if you observe here where the curvature is going to change. Agree or not? So the same curvature remains here also. For this, we have to extend till here. Agree or not? So here where the curvature changes. So here where the curvature changes for this. So now in this case, L effective, this total is considered as L effective. So now in this case, L effective is 1.2 L. Okay, 1.2 L. So this is the case. Next. So at one end, both rotation and translation are restrained, and other end, both rotation and translation are free. Then which type of support? So at one end, obviously fixed, and other end it is free. Okay, like this. One end fixed and other end is free. Agree or not? So that is the support. Now in this case, what is L effective? So this again, rather elastic curve or deflected shape. So we know that deflected shape will be like this. So it is same curvature. There is no change in curvature. Agree or not? So further extend in this side also. Extend this in this side also. So now the distance between these two is considered as a L effective in this case. So which is 2L. Okay, which is 2L. Take it. Okay, so one end rotation is free and translation is restrained, and other end rotation is restrained and translation is free. Now which type of support? So at one end rotation is free and translation is restrained. It means which type of support it is? Hinged support. And other end rotation is restrained but translation is free. Which type of support it is? Moment roller. So like this. So one end is hinged and other end is moment roller. This is the case. So now if you observe the deflected shape, it will be like this. So there is no change in curvature area. So for this we have to extend it like this here. So this total in this case is L effective. So which is 2L. So these are the L effective lengths based on the end condition. So this is the cases. So these are the cases in which we should know about the L effective. So take it down. See, why effective length is more important? Here slenderness ratio plays an important role in the design of compression members. Agree or not? So for the calculation of slenderness ratio, we should require, or it is required, effective length. Okay, it is required for us to calculate effective length. Agree or not? So if this is slenderness ratio, what is the formula? Effective length by minimum radius of gyration. Agree or not? So based on that only we are going to calculate slenderness ratio, and which is a deciding factor, or you can say the major factor in this in the design of compression member. So for that, effective length is required. So that effective length depends upon the end condition. So we have discussed effective length for all type of end conditions. Agree? Next topic.